I've got a rather nice black Evo just to my right. I wish he'd stop driving like a moron. So, in Deutschland today, you might be thinking, hang on a second, I thought we were going into Slovenia, well we did, and then into Austria, and then out into Germany. The weather has been shocking, and I do mean shocking. I rode through snow yesterday, and it's just been raining non-stop, and it was just pointless to record because it was just raining motorways. It was incredibly boring. But then I just thought, well, I had to start recording something and keep you guys updated. Slovenia was lovely, but yeah, just literally didn't stop, not once. So I ended up going out into the town, just got soaking wet, and went and visited some caves, which is quite cool, but they were so dark it would have been very difficult to film, and plus I've got my camera anyway. And then when I was going through Slovenia to Austria yesterday, I went to Salzburg, which is where I'm leaving right now. I forgot the SIM card out of my camera when I was doing the editing, so I couldn't even just film the snow, which sucks. I'm really sorry about that. It was only brief, but it was really weird to come out of this long tunnel. I don't know if anyone's ever driven through the sort of central part of Austria up to Salzburg. There's a lot of mountains and a lot of tunnels. Like really long tunnels, as in a couple of kilometers at least. You know, there's one I think is about 5 or 6k, and it's like kind of warm and a bit humid in there, which was nice because it was nice to get out of the drizzle. And then I just came out and it was just white snow. It just completely freaked me out. And then the bike's temperature gauge just went right down, lights pinging, kind of danger, Will Robinson, danger. And my visor just went like iced up immediately. I was kind of a bit worried, but yeah, that was cool. Got through it okay. Snow didn't settle, so no biggie for the TKC 70s. These tyres are incredible, by the way. Any fellow GS riders watching, if you're going to do roads and you want to feel more comfortable in wet weather and sort of, you know, like say living in England, then it's going to be a mix of both with a lot of sort of drizzle and slush and crap everywhere. TKC 70s are wicked. Love them. So much more road feel than the Anarchy 3s. A lot more confidence in the wet. Yeah, just a great tyre. Love it. There's been a bit of chat on the forums about a 70-mile-an-hour wiggle, which is a bit worrying. I was worried about it. I'm currently doing 70 miles an hour exactly, and I'm fine. There is quite a lot of wind though in this kind of area, so you know the bikes are going to blow around at that speed anyway on the highway, so I wouldn't really worry about it. Yeah, so leaving Salzburg, didn't get a chance to see any of Salzburg, which sucks because I was so wet yesterday. I mean, I got drenched. I'm not talking about light rain. Oh, cheers, buddy. No, it's okay. You don't need to indicate. It's fine. Don't worry about it. No, I'm good. I'm good. You just keep going. It's good. He's all right. He's a good guy. Good friend of mine. Yeah, I just got so wet, so wet yesterday on the long ride from Ljubljana. I mean, I was soaked through. Really, I mean, this is supposed to be Gore-Tex, but my body was okay. But where my trousers are not the Revit Dominator trousers, I got a bit wet. So anyway, not enough of that. I just was really wet, and I had a bit of a laundry mishap as well a couple of days ago. So I didn't have any dry clothes. So I just thought, yeah, I can't be bothered to go out in Salzburg whilst it's raining in damp clothes. That's just not a good idea. So I stayed in the hotel and did a video, which is good. Going to Nuremberg today. I was going to go to Stuttgart, but the Porsche factory tour was booked up, and then I called up to do the AMG factory tour, but it's for owners only, and I don't have an AMG, so I couldn't do it. So then I just thought maybe go to Ingolstadt and go to that Audi factory tour, but I thought meh. Good morning. Leaving Nuremberg today, heading to Luxembourg. Another shocker last night. Didn't get to go to Nuremberg, which is super rubbish because the hotel that I booked was mileage out of the way, and I had to get a bus and then to a metro station and then get a metro into Nuremberg. and it was about 5:30, and I just thought, I've got a big sort of 6-hour ride today, so I just thought, oh, I couldn't be bothered, so I just stayed in last night. So that was rubbish, terrible effort on my part, but to anyone that's watching from Nuremberg, which is probably nobody, I will definitely come back and see your town, because from what I looked at on the internet, it looked amazing. Same thing with Salzburg, so I think I'll have to do perhaps a Germany tour when it warms up, because it's bloody cold today, despite the good looking weather. The roads are a bit icy. It's early though, so hopefully it'll warm up. A couple of my friends have got a riding group called the Lost Scouts in the UK, so hopefully I'll be able to come back and do a little Euro tour with them. So Germany, I will be back to see you today, off to Luxembourg. And one of the things I wanted to tell you was actually a car related thing, which I thought was quite cool. So obviously I love cars as well. I love everything with an engine is amazing. And car spotters and like prototypes and spy shots and things like that. I always watch Motor One and World Car Fans when it existed, and sort of piston heads, and I love keeping up to date with all what's coming out. Obviously cars, bikes, you know, it's an industry that really interests me. And I've seen so many prototype spy cars riding on this motorway from all the way back from Munich, you know, covered in the black and white camouflage. And yesterday I saw a completely covered car, and it looked like an SUV, a mid-sized SUV. So it was something along the lines of sort of Q5 Evoque size. And considering I was coming out of Ingolstadt, I'm quite sure that was an Audi of some description. But one that we haven't seen, a completely facelifted model, because it had obviously full camo. Usually when they're just changing sort of one thing, they'll just put it over a little bit and give you a bit of an insight into the rest of the car, and they usually just cover the bits that are different, just to whet people's appetites from a marketing perspective. So that was cool to see a completely new car. And then this morning, the one that I'm really excited about was an E-Class on the other side of the road coming back, and it only had prototype film over the bonnet and nowhere else, which would lead me to think that it is the new upcoming AMG E-Class, because we've had the E-Class with the regular standard petrol and diesel engines. We've had the E-Class with the E43 and the E63 AMG engine. And then of course the E-Coupe that came out in the summer, which is gorgeous, and dare I say, my next car hopefully. And then we haven't got an AMG Coupe version, and I did a bit of research, and basically Mercedes announced earlier this year, they hinted at it at the Shanghai Auto Show, and then confirmed it to some of the publications this summer, that they will be doing away with the E43 and E63 engine and replacing it with an E53 engine based on an inline 6, which is currently a V6, basically harking to the days of old. So those wonderful straight 6 big Mercedes engines that we used to get is basically coming back. I don't know, I was coughing there. I was about to lift my hand up like it made a difference. Force of habit. And that, in case you want to geek out about it and research more, is internally referred to by Mercedes as M256, which is that engine. And yeah, it's going to be a straight 6. They were going to put it in the S-Class. Everyone thought it was going to go in the S-Class. Sorry, the CLS. CLS? Yeah. But it hasn't yet. No one knows what it's going in or when. I seem to think they're going to put it in, they're going to release it in the Geneva show, which is going to be next March. And I would assume that, yeah, they'll release it, because obviously everyone that's would have had an E-Coupe for a year is going to want the baller one. And yeah, I don't think they're going to wait longer than a year, because if they release it in Geneva, they'll probably open their books, what, May, I suppose, if it's a March release, maybe even sooner, for sort of summer delivery, or, you know, end of the summer. So it can't be any longer than that. So why am I telling you this? That car that was going the other way, I reckon, I'm hoping in my little dream world, was that, because it was an E-Saloon with prototype film over the bonnet. What else would they be doing than, I think that's one for the photographers to get a bit of hype on, you know, on the websites, that there's a new power plant under there, and that's why the prototype film was over it, because the rest of the car was open. So I'm hoping that's what it is. And we're also, where are we heading towards? We're heading towards Stuttgart. So there you go. I'm quite sure that the AMG, I'm pretty, like 90% sure that the AMG factory is in Stuttgart, because I checked the other day. So it's coming this way. So yeah, that could very well be that. So that was exciting. And other than that, it's a foggy morning in Deutschland. I'm really warm. The guy at the petrol station was like, oh my god, are you not freezing cold on the Motorrad? And I was like, no, the Motorrad is fine. I'm okay. Got a few layers on, which is good. Hands are cold because I'm in summer gloves. But the heated grips are doing their thing. So it's all good. Sorry, my German is pathetic. I don't mean to offend anyone. I've just been watching a lot of Automotive, your #1 site for independent, in-depth car reviews with Thomas, which is my new favourite channel. I was watching the Bentley Bentayga one, which was good. I was watching the E-Class Coupe one, obviously, because I'm pretty much going to pull the trigger on one of those. And yeah, so it's all about the German auto trade and Motorrad. Ooh, it's getting foggy now. Jesus, look at that. Nine visibility. So that's enough for now. I will hopefully stop off in Frankfurt for lunch to get a Frankfurter, because it'd be rude not to. It's a dad joke, but it works. And cool, the bike sounds loud today. Oh, that's going to do 140. I mean, what? Autobahn. Right. See you later. Ciao, ciao. Just coming into Luxembourg now. Really tired. My shoulders are really feeling it. It's just coming up to 2:30, and I've been on the road since 9:30. So it's been a big day on the motorways. And then I don't know if I took the wrong turn. I didn't turn. I just kept going straight to Trier, and then it just got me right into the centre of Trier, rather than, you know, the motorway didn't kind of break off and sort of let you go around Trier. And then I've been to Trier before, and I know where I'm going, and I went to go to the highway, and then there was a big sign that was closed off for Luxembourg, so I don't know if they're doing work on the highway. And long story short, it's taken me through Trier and along the river. The sat-nav has packed in, because where there were those problems with it, I had to take some maps off, and I thought I had everything but the UK. Turns out I've got everything up to Luxembourg, so it got me to the edge of Germany, and now it doesn't know where it is, so I've just turned it on to some information to keep myself interested for the last 40 minutes of the journey. For example, fuel economy, voltage, ambient temperature. It's all very interesting stuff. So yeah, but luckily, as I said in a previous vlog, because I used to live in Luxembourg, I know where I'm going once I'm there, so that's not a problem. And then I'll hopefully reload all my maps tonight or tomorrow, so that can get me back to the UK. But it's been a great ride, despite being a completely straight line from Nuremberg. See how many miles I've done today. Wow, 265 miles. And still about another 20 or 30 before I get into the centre of Luxembourg. So yeah, big old day today. So if anybody fancies like donating that to the Just Giving page, because we're obviously going to have to turn that off at some point, it'd be great to try and get as much as we can for Tourette's Action and Two Wheels for Life. So please visit. You can find the link from my website, sprocketsquare.com. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy the night and tomorrow day in Luxembourg, catching up with some old friends. And that's it for today. So take it easy, and then the next episode will be the final one, which will be pretty short, but it's going to be the big push back to the UK. So Luxembourg to the UK in a day. It's going to be quite emotional, to be honest, because, well, for obvious reasons, for those of you that have been with me since the beginning. So yeah, tune in next time. Ciao ciao.